Like this video to support. Join our YouTube family now and never miss out on epic content, entertainment, and surprises. Hit that subscribe button. Let's start. Spoiler alert.
The film begins with a flashback to when Branch was a newborn. He was in the boy band Brozone with his brothers John, Dory, Floyd, Spars, and Clay, and went by the name Bitty B. The boys are about to perform, but Branch is anxious. Floyd, his closest sibling, assures him that everything will be alright. Brozone then performs their song, attempting to attain the perfect family harmony that can shatter diamonds. John and Dory's snowboarding forces them to not only goof up the song but also become entangled as they slide off the stage. The brothers fight with John, Clay, and Spurs, furiously parting out and going their own ways. Floyd leaves Branch with their grandma, promising to return for him. Branch is angry with his brothers right now, since they abandoned him. Poppy sees him listening to Brozone, unaware that he is formerly a member of the organization. They then proceed to join the other trolls and Bergens as King Gristle and Bridget marry. Before the ceremony can continue, John Dory intervenes and approaches Branch. Poppy leaves and Branch's boy band experience. The John notifies Branch that Floyd is in jeopardy. John received a message from him stating that he was trapped on Mount Ragus by Velvet and Wiener, a brother-sister pop star duo. They are imprisoning him in a diamond perfume bottle that sprays them with his troll essence, giving them the captivity to sing, as they are otherwise untalented hacks. John wants to bring up the rest of his brothers to help Floyd, while Branch is hesitant to meet them again. He tells Poppy that he would do it for Floyd. Poppy joins him on the journey and Miss Maxine marries Gristle and Bridget. Velvet and Vernier finish recording a music video, Watch Me Work, and conduct an interview before returning to their beloved helper Crim. They proceed to get more Floyd essence, but the more they utilize him, the more it begins to destroy him. Vernier is distraught about putting Floyd in prison, but he can't let go of his newfound fame and fortune. Poppy and Branch accompany John Dory in a Ronda, a gigantic beetle that also serves as a bus with tiny diamonds stored somewhere. They travel to Wake Island, which is the home of the slew Muppet-like creatures in search of Spurs, who has changed his name to Bruce after marrying a taller woman named Brandy and having more than 10 children. Spurs is glad to see Branch again, but not John Dory, who is one most blamed for band's separation. Spurs then joins his brothers in showing he was previously in a boy band, Brozone's band, before embarking on the journey to save Floyd. Crim creates a gadget that is supposed to make smoothies and an essence sprayed from fruits. The Velvet uses Floyd's diamond jail with the machine to effortlessly collect his essence, much to Crim's dismay. Tiny presses a hustle button inside Ronda, sending the trolls through a strange halogenic portal to secret golf course where Clay is located. They are greeted by another pink troll, Viva, who has an aggressively cheerful demeanor. Viva is shortly revealed to be Poppy's long-lost sister, as King Peppy is their father. Poppy is thrilled to learn as she has a sister. It takes two. However, when the brothers inform Clay about their mission, Poppy and Branch discover that Viva was torn from her family. When Poppy was a baby, when the trolls and the Bergens were at odds and the Bergens invaded their hamlet, when Poppy and others attempt to go, Viva tries to stop them since she and the other trolls in her area still believe that Bergens are evil. Poppy tries to explain that this is no longer the case, but Viva doesn't join them. Floyd pretends to be dead so that the Velvet and Vernier will have to let him go. But as flees, Vernier apprehends him. Floyd appeals to Wayne's better nature, but he is ultimately unable to stand up to Velvet and must keep Floyd imprisoned. Clay joins the others on the trek to the Mount Regius. They start fighting again because of John Dory, and when Branch finds out that they plan to split up after the rescue, Floyd explodes up to his brothers and chooses to be the one to leave this time. Poppy pursues him and encourages him to give his brothers and continue to work with them. Gristle and Bridget are on their honeymoon when they stumble across the golf course while riding the motorcycle. Viva's troll tribe grabs them and chains them up before throwing them into the grinder. The two resolve to spend their final minutes making out to the show. Trolls that they are not evil, Viva knows Brigid from Poppy's scrapbook and believes she is speaking the truth about Buggins. Viva utilizes Grizzle and Brigid and accompany them to assist Poppy and her companions. Trolls make it to Mount Regius and attempt to sneak into Velvet and Fairy's dressing room to grab Floyd. But the villains capture John Dory, Clay, and Spurs and add them in their ascent stealing machines. They go perform their big act at the Rage Dome while Poppy, Branch, and Tiny track down Crimp after Velvet and Vanier lock her down. Crimp her Velvet and Vanier lock her in the closet. They employ Rhonda to approach the couple in front of the crowd when they arrive for the event, accusing them for fraud. Velvet and Vanier then lead the roles of the chase across Mount Regius until Viva, Gristle, and Bridget arrive to assist. They successfully liberate John, Clay, and Spurs, but Velvet attempts to continue singing with whatever remains of Floyd's soul. The brothers, along the Poppy, Viva, and their friends, eventually attain perfect family harmony, better place, and break the diamond prisons. Floyd appears to have lost his essence and is dead, yet he recovers moments later. Vanier is then overcome with guilt and reveals that Velvet sings to the entire gathering. Crimp arrests them and the brothers gradually reconcile with Poppy and Branch finally kissing. The troll return to the kingdom and Viva reunites with Peppy years after away. Branch then reveals to the other that Brozone was not only his boy-point, but he brings out 4 additional trolls for what amounts to trolls and White Sync reunion, accumulating another major musical performance.
Please make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. Check out the other videos if you watched this video all the way through. Cheers.